Welcome to Papa Junk Shop. The other day I was talking with Aaron, and he goes to the engine shows with us, and I asked him if he'd like to build an engine to take to the engine shows. And he said, yeah, he'd kind of like to, so we're going to build one of Mr. Pete's steam engines.
Okay.
Aaron's 14 years old. He comes out in the garage with me sometimes, but, you know, helps me out, and we build some things once in a while. But he hasn't really had a lot of experience with any of the machines, so it's all going to be a learning experience for both of us, probably.
Hopefully I don't screw things up, you know.
That's how you learn. So I've got some aluminum plate, and I've laid out where we're going to cut, and I'm going to have him cut that out on the bandsaw. So we'll head over there and start on that. Okay, I started a little notch for him there. He hasn't really started it. We're going to stay on the left-hand side of the line and we'll machine it to the line. You can probably push a little bit harder. Take a few minutes, so we'll get this done. Ready to go.
I broke it. My fault. You mean, look at that. Now we have to weld it back together, so we'll go do that real quick and then we'll get back with a video. So we're welding it back together, because...
And got it clamped. That's a 1/4 inch blade. Just set it there.
So we have to weld that, which we just did, back together, because I don't know how to be careful with things. You know?
Now we gotta nail it.
What a machine, isn't that?
And then we'll grind this off here so it's nice and smooth and fits through the guide. Okay, coming in home stretch. Put a different blade on, a lot coarser teeth. Alright, back her off.
Put it this way.
Turn her off. It'll probably come out of there.
Oh yeah, it already feels like it is.
Okay, now we're gonna have to, we got one nice smooth side, so we're gonna get,
There it is.
okay, that's a good way to do it. We'll get these rough sides all smoothed up, and so it's nice and square and parallel.
There goes my ear too. Hey guys, well, we are going to make sure that those lines and stuff are going to be parallel, and we're just going to make sure it's soft and everything like that. And
Soft?
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
Gonna cut these, make these rough edges smooth and make it so it's parallel, so when we do our measurement everything is nice and square and parallel.
No.
We're going to use the shaper to do it, because he didn't know if he wanted to use a shaper or the milling machine, so we're going to use a shaper for this. We'll use the milling machine for some other things, that way he gets to try both machines. So let's get going on her.
One thing put into all.
Let's get going on her.
So here we go.
Now what you're going to do is you're going to turn it on,
Okay.
and then you're going to take this handle while it's moving back and forth and turn it down real slow until you see it touch on that.
Alright. Let's get this party going.
Okay. Real slow, just a little bit at a time. No, the wrong way. Okay. Okay, stop. Okay. Now we'll move this over here. Okay, now we have an automatic feed right here. So
guys, so I guess I'm just learning in the process. That's why it's good to have a gripper like this.
Now eventually it'll get over there.
I know, I feel like we're gonna be 80 when it's done, but I guess we'll figure that out.
Well, I turned it the wrong way.
You did?
Yeah.
No. So that's bad on your end. That's okay. People make mistakes.
There we go.
There, is it split now? Oh, good. Guys, I feel like a good maker already. You know what I mean? You only learn it from the best. What do you mean, no, you're not the best?
What's the matter?
Guys, he said he's far from that. You know, he's made tractors and stuff, so...
Okay, so now we'll shut the feed off. I'll turn that handle. Turn it. A little more. A little more. Okay. I'll turn this knob that way. So it clicks. Okay.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So what is that clicking sound that it's making?
It's a ratchet that just goes one way, and then it goes back.
Oh, so it's splitting it. Oh.
Moving it over.
Okay, that makes sense. Guys, this is really cool. I did not know how this machine worked, so I guess that's really cool. To me. Especially the one that doesn't know how to work very well, so.
Okay, now lift up on that and turn it clockwise just a little ways. Turn it clockwise. Okay, no, that's not clockwise. I'll turn that handle again. A little more. A little more. Okay. Turn it that way.
This way?
No,
This way?
go quick.
Okay, hey, click. Oh, that's pretty cool. Like I said, he's had more experience with this than I have, so... Wow, that is pretty cool.
Okay, now see, we drew a line on there. Remember when we did the layout?
Yes.
Okay, now see, it's almost touching that line. So probably the next pass will be the last one. I mean, it doesn't have to be accurate anyway, but we might as well do it as good as we can.
Okay, cool. See that?
Okay, lift that up and turn it a quarter of a turn. Doesn't matter either way. Okay. Turn this handle again. Okay. I'll turn that the other way. What we just did. Keep going.
Okay, so it clicked. Okay. Oh, isn't that just nifty?
See, it's going back the other way.
No wonder why you come out here so much to do this. It's pretty satisfying to watch the shavings.
Okay, see, it's right to the line.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and shut it off. Okay, we'll go ahead and do the other two sides of this and the other piece for the base here. We'll do that. We'll do it off camera. You don't want to see all that. And before I take the camera, or shut the camera off, I'll show you what I did while he was in school. I'm making a pattern for the flywheel. Hopefully we're going to be able to pour some flywheels like Mr. Pete does. I got one half of it done so far in the milling machine. I'll have to put it in the lathe and put a little taper on each one of these so it'll come out of the mold better. But that's what I did today. So, see you in a bit.
Okay, guys, so we are currently melting some metal to make some of our parts. Isn't that right, Grandpa?
Yep.
So we're doing that real quick. I'm not gonna get too close because it's like, would you say 5,000 degrees or something?
About 1,200.
Oh, 1,200. Okay, whatever you say. So that's what we're doing. Melting that, and we'll show you when we pull some of the metal out, and we'll put some of it into the tube. Alright guys, so we're about to dump it into the thing. The metal. Or the liquid metal, if you want to call it. Thing's burning red. Leftover metal. Good filming skills, Aaron, right? Totally. Well, we'll let that melt, right?
No.
Well,
We're going to let it melt. We're going to let it cool.
oh, okay, whatever. Did I say melt?
Yes.
Alright, we'll let it cool. Peace out for a minute.
Okay, we got our upright, I guess you would call it, and our base plate laid out. And I drew the lines on there for Aaron, but he put center punch marks in. And we're going to go drill those out and tap it and use the little center things you screw in and mark the base and drill that. So we'll show you that when we get her done. Okay, Aaron seemed to think that maybe we needed to show drilling those holes, so we got it in the vise of the Bridgeport. We're going to use that to do the drilling just because it's easier that way. So move it over there to the mark, Aaron. Move that down a little bit with this handle there so it's closer so you can get a better look. Okay.
It's probably about dead on, isn't it?
Now, move the handle down a little more. Yeah, looks pretty good.
Good measuring.
I'll turn it on for you.
Alright.
Okay, now just drill down a little bit. Keep going. You're doing good. A little more. A little more. Just a touch more. Okay. Okay, is that all the way up? All the way up.
There it is.
Okay, take this out now. Hold on to that and turn that, and that'll come out.
Oh, cool.
I'll put that drill bit in, slaying there.
Okay.
Think you're-
Am I twisting it the wrong way?
Looks like it.
Sorry, guys. First time it looks like it's crooked.
Yeah.
Oh, gracious Lord. There we go.
Okay, hold on to that and give that a good tightening.
There.
Okay.
So just go down again?
Yeah. Just careful. Nice and easy. You don't have to go that easy. There we go. Okay, bring it back up out a little bit once in a while. Okay, back down. Like a little squirt. Okay, pull a little bit harder. You're being too gentle.
I don't want to break nothing.
Keep on. Go, 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 go. Good. Back up a little bit. Okay, so okay, back up. No more. Okay. One more time. Same with the other hole. Then we're going to tap it. Okay, now we're over at the lathe. That piece of metal that we poured earlier, we got it turned down to 1.125 inches, and we made the part for the crank pin. And now we're going to make the parts for the head. So we got to turn this down to 1 inch. So, okay, move this into there so it just touches. I'll move this over just a little bit so it just touches.
Right there?
No, okay. Now we'll back it up. Okay, now on this dial, we're going to move it in about, I don't know, we'll go, I think that's 10 or so, seeing this is your first time.
Right.
So now turn that handle, work your way over, and stop when you get to the end there.
Alright.
It's going to have you do it by hand, because this is your first time. Stop. Go back to the end, and we're going to do it again until we get it down to 1 inch. Okay, we got the cylinder set up in the milling machine. We're getting ready to drill a pilot hole. Everything's ready. Go ahead. Wrong way. Oh.
Alright. So, what we're going to do...
Don't touch anything else. The tables are all locked.
Yep. All the way through? Alright.
As soon as it goes through, you stop, because you don't want to hit the bottom of the vise. Okay, we're going to do a 3/8 next, and then we got one size smaller than the 9/16.
Smaller?
Yeah, and then we're going to run the 9/16 reamer through. We'll go ahead and drill the rest of that, and we'll show you when we're doing the reaming. Okay, we got the hole all bored out, ready to do the 9/16 reamer. Give it a little squirt. Go ahead. I got the spade slowed way down on the mill. Wrong way.
Oh, did I?
When I got the back gears in, you got to go the other way.
Oh.
Motor's got to run reverse.
So reverse, okay.
Yep. There you go.
There we go, guys.
Okay, just go down nice and steady with it, and then come back up.
Should come back up then. Having a screw with me. Should I come back up? You better keep
No,
going.
keep going. Just go down through. Okay, go on down through a little further. Okay, bring her back up.
There we go.
See what she looks like. We should be all done. We should be able to take that out of there because we don't have any more operations that way. We got to drill some holes that way.
So what is this? Is this a piston or what?
Cylinder.
Cylinder. Oh, okay. Wasn't sure.
Okay, not sure how that's going to show on the camera, but it looks like it turned out pretty darn nice. So the next thing we're going to do is drill the hole here for the pivot and the 2 holes for the steam ports. We'll get it set up to do that. Okay, we got the cylinder turned on its side in there nice and square. We're going to drill the 1/8 inch hole for the pivot. I think that's a number 31, which is one size smaller than 1/8 inch, and then we're going to run a reamer down through it. We're only going to go 3/8 of an inch in. I'm not going to go all the way to the cylinder wall, just barely miss it. So go ahead. Now Aaron's watching a digital readout over there. He's going to go down to 3/8. 30 seconds. 1/8 inch. Try 30 seconds. 3/16. We're halfway. Quarter inch. 9/30 seconds. 5/16. 11/30 seconds. 3/8 right there. Okay, good job. Now we're going to run the reamer down in 3/8. Okay, here we go with the reamer. That's all there was to that. We're ready to drill the steam ports. Oop, something wrong.
I'll be right back.
No, just leave it.
Kidding. He told me to leave it on, so I have to listen to what he says. Alright. Just letting you know, this is a grandson and grandfather fun event. You know.
I guess you will have to turn it off. We're going to have to find a different bed or figure out what's going on here. That one's definitely not right.
Alright, we'll be right back.
Okay, we got the problem solved. The chuck that I had in there wouldn't hold a bit that small. That's why it wasn't right. So, change the chuck out. Now we're good. Go ahead, Aaron. Go a little more at a time. Feel it drops into the hole the cylinder. That's when you stop. There we go. Okay, we'll do the other one the same way. Okay, now we got 2 holes to drill in the plate that the cylinder mounts on. This one's going to be for the pivot. We're going to drill that one size under 1/8 and ream it 1/8 of an inch. And then this one will be drilled for the bearing for the crankshaft. So, driller all the way through.
All right. Up, down, up, up. All right.
Well, someone took the hole.
Go all the way through. All right.
Oh, of course. Oops. Okay. That's okay, we got the top and bottom head made on the lathe, got them marked out, and we're going to drill one hole down through. That's the tap size, 440, and then on each one we'll drill one down through, and then we'll drill the clearance size, and then we'll tap it, get one bolt in, and then we'll do the other three on each side. So Aaron's going to do this first one. I got the drill press stop set, so it'll stop at the right place. Okay, stop. Let's take this off now.
What do you mean it's done? It's done?
Yeah, that we got down to the stop.
Oh.
So there's the hole. Now we're going to have to tap it, and we'll do the same on this. Yeah, I bet you we didn't have that in the camera, did we? We'll do this side same way, and this side I guess it's not going to focus. There we go. That side's done except for tapping it, and then we got to drill the clearance size hole in this. Okay, now we got the crank disc ready to drill for the pin for the crankshaft. And we got it set up on a V-block so to keep it nice and square, and the drill bit will go all the way through. So go ahead and drill her.
It went through, guys. No, it didn't. Alright, we'll finish up on that then.
I hope you didn't
No, we didn't screw anything
have
up.
to make a new one. Sure that drill bit's going to clear the block? Are you sure the drill bit is going to clear the V-block?
There we go. We have our hole.
We'll go check. Okay, that hole turned out alright. This is the pin that's going to go in there. We'll Loctite that in place. And I'm thinking that we're probably going to put a set screw on this rather than Loctite it on, because I have the flywheel Loctited on instead of a set screw, so that's going to go on there like that. Then we can determine this length and cut this off. And we got both the top and bottom heads done, and we Loctited the swivel pin or whatever you call it in there. So that's going to go on. Oh yeah, and we got the piston and rod made, and it seems to work well. So this is where we're at. Just have to determine our sizes here and get this bottom piece made and drill some steam ports up here, and we're coming along pretty good. Grandpa screwed up though.
Yeah, he did.
And what I did is when we drilled these holes, one for the bearing and one where it pivots, drilled them in the wrong end. This was supposed to be the pivot end, and this was supposed to be the bearing. So that made this base, this is just a little bit lower than what we planned. So I had to take just a whisker off the outside of the flywheel so it would clear. And it just barely clears now, but it does clear. And speaking of flywheels, this is one that we cast. This is a zinc one. Turned out pretty well. And let me take you over. Well, I can show you right here. It is. This is my final mold. And taper pin, just about like Mr. Pete's. And over here, the first one I poured, I didn't have the mold hot enough. The second one I poured, I can't remember what went wrong with that. And this was the third one, which got some wrinkles in it. But the guy might turn it down enough and be able to save it. This was the next one. This one turned out really nice. Now these are lead, because I thought it'd be a lot easier to try the lead first. And this was my first one with zinc. And we got a little bad spot here on the hub, and up here where this top spoke is, got a little air pocket. So what I did the next time is I made sure that the mold was a little bit hotter, and I made sure the zinc was a little bit hotter, and I poured it a little bit slower so that it give it time for the air to go out. And that one worked well. So that's where we are with the flywheels. Okay, we got our, I guess you call them steam port holes set up in our upright, I guess you call it. Got 4 little dots there, all ready to go, center punched. Aaron's going to drill those out. We got the drill press set so that it'll stop without going too deep.
Alright, ready?
Yep. Keep right on going until it stops. Okay. Alright, we'll do the other 3. Same way. Okay, we got the steam port holes all drilled, and got the sides of the upright tapered, got the holes drilled in the side for the pipes. And Aaron doesn't know that I'm out in the garage. He's got his brother over for the day, so I thought I'd come out and thought I'd put a little fancy stuff on the base, surprise him, and didn't really have a ball end mill that would work, and I thought, I wonder if a router bit would work, carbide router bit. So I tried it out and I got 3 sides done. It's amazing how well it works. Give me a really nice finish, so I'll show you how that works. When I set it up, each time I just used this square to get it the same distance, left all the settings the same, and did them all in one shot. And hopefully I can keep this in frame, but corners all come out nice and pretty happy with it. So if you get desperate, you can use a router bit if you're careful on aluminum anyway. Okay, we got the engine all together. Pretty proud of Aaron's work here.
Well, thank you.
We'll just give you a
360.
quick 360. And everything seems to turn nicely. The gap here seems to be nice and flat, no extra space.
You fixed it up a bit while I was gone. So.
Well, just the space. I mean, you did most of it.
And the edges on this thing, so pretty cool.
So we'll put a layer to it.
Yes, we will. You should have known. Oh.
And I don't know how much pressure because the gauge doesn't show anything.
Just turn careful. Look at that. I'm so proud of this. What about you?
Yeah, did good.
Well, thank you. Holy. Wow. Like a week or two worth of time just building this was crazy.
Now if you put this hose over here, it'll go the other way.
Wow.
I'm pretty happy. Everything seems to run nice and true.
Same. I can't wait to take it down to the engine show this summer. It'll be pretty cool to show everyone and be like, hey, look what I built.
Well, if we go to Portland, we'll be taking it with us there.
Yeah.
So,
Portland, Indiana.
okay, this has been kind of a long video. Hope everybody enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like what you've been seeing.
Well, I hope you did too. So, thanks for coming with us to do this. And, peace out.